Welcome to the Coach Toolbox. This podcast is for coaches, leaders, and learners at all levels in organizations and in all walks of life. Here, you will get just-in-time learning that is research-based and practice-focused. The goal is personal and professional mastery. And now, our session today. One of the areas that we can all do better in is having conversations that open up possibility or options, opportunities to explore, ways to get ahead, stir up positive emotions, focus on the future, and really stir up passion. Now, this seems like a very tall order for a conversation, doesn't it? But imagine the impact if you could have conversations like this with your child on an ongoing basis. How do you think it would impact your child, no matter what his or her age is? And what if you had it regularly with all of your kids? This conversation process is called nexting, and positive psychology teaches it as a way to integrate hope in practice. So welcome to our conversation today. Please do share this episode with all the parents that you know, and remember to hit the follow button on this channel. So let's talk about how to have a nexting conversation with your child or children. Remember, it's irrespective of whether they are youngsters or tweens or teens. Now, the essence of nexting is to get your child to talk about the future. Ask her what she's excited about next, what she plans to do next, and what she wants to study or explore or try out next, what she's looking forward to. And as your child shares her plans and hopes and wild ideas, just listen. And when I talk about next, it's not about your child's career goals or ambitions. It's about this evening's playtime or the weekend plans or a party or school event, a family gathering or a project she wants to try out, something new that she wants to learn or experiment with. Any of these little things on a day-to-day basis, on an everyday basis that are part of our children's lives, but essentially we ignore them or we don't really pay too much attention to them. So let's look at how to make these opportunities as a wonderful way to bond with our children and to teach them hope. So take the conversation to a deeper level by understanding your child's ideas and what she hopes to get from them. Explore them along with her. Look at ways that the child and you can together make the ideas happen, and talk about some difficulties that might come along on the way and how she'd possibly deal with them. Remember, but the focus is not on the difficulties as much as the energy of the next. And yet the difficulties, if any, must be kept in perspective so that she's aware that she needs to think of multiple ways to get to her goal. And as parents, remember, at no point must we prove that the idea is ridiculous or put down the idea. It doesn't matter how far-fetched it is. Actually, while you listen to her, use the moment to see how she's feeling as she talks about her next plans. Is she happy or confident or excited or feeling afraid or nervous? When she is positive, build on that energy by encouraging her. The positive energy will encourage her to think of more ways to make her plan even more successful. And if she's feeling nervous or afraid, then see if you can let her figure out how she'll deal with it by herself. Don't be in a hurry to step in and give her the opportunity to figure it out for herself. Having these nexting conversations at regular intervals will keep the communication channels open between you and her, and will keep you connected to what she's dreaming and aspiring and what she's passionate about and what she's dealing with in her life. Now, here's an important aspect of the nexting conversation. As your child deals with new and perhaps unfamiliar situations, she's likely to feel some amount of nervousness or lack of confidence or anxiety or fear. Now, you and I know that this is a normal part of dealing with new experiences. So one cool way that you and I can support her is to help her draw on her memory of events or interactions where she has been successful or achieved the goals in the past which she had set for herself, or where she has successfully dealt with a difficult situation in a capable way. Help her remember that memory and draw strength from how she handled that situation. Help her remember the emotions that she felt as she dealt with the situation and then when she had successfully completed it. Now the positive energy and confidence drawn from this success memory can help her look at the new situation with renewed confidence and positive energy. So first, focus on leveraging the positive emotion and energy of that successful memory. Then, from the positive energy that is generated, she is likely to look at more ways to deal with the situation, plan how to deal with obstacles that could come up, and feel very confident in the ability that she has to deal with these things. In essence, she is learning how to use hope-based planning. Now, helping her draw and learn from a successful memory will teach her how to use hope to deal confidently with whatever the future brings. She will have a sense of control, and this will dramatically raise her self-efficacy and confidence. Now, this is very different from asking her, oh, just be confident or just think positive or tell her everything will be all right. So nexting as a hope building process is very different from these just feel good platitudes. What you're doing in the nexting process is actually developing your child's hope capacity. And what this involves is believing that what she is doing next is important and worthwhile, that she is able to do it. She has multiple ways in which she can get to what she wants or, reach her goals. And she is also prepared to deal with obstacles that are likely to come her way. This is what sets a nexting conversation apart as one that builds a hope-filled way of looking at the next steps, whatever the next steps are. So let's summarize the key elements of the nexting process. First, initiate the conversation with what's the next thing that the child is excited about, looking forward to, planning on, wanting to buy, experience, do. Next, focus on the emotion with which the child shares her next plans. Number 3, build, encourage, and stoke the positive emotions and help her explore the fearful or anxious or self-doubt thoughts. Normalize these thoughts as human thoughts and not as something negative. Number 4, don't rush to solve problems, give advice, or fix it. Listen carefully, acknowledge the reality of what the child is experiencing, and encourage them to explore ways to deal with it. Number 5, draw on your child's memory of previous successes and help her learn from that experience. And draw energy from the previous success to boost her confidence to deal with the present situation by generating multiple pathways or thinking about obstacles that might come up and how to deal with them and trusting that she can deal with the situation. So building up their confidence is essential as part of these ongoing conversations. So let's bring our conversation to a close. So how do you think you'd be able to apply the process of nexting with your child or children? How could you make it a regular process and not just a once in a year review? And remember, you don't have to make it a very formal thing. It could be a conversation that you engage with on the way to school or in the evening or while doing something fun. You could do it once a day, a couple of times a week, whenever. Just make it a natural part of your talking to your child. Why not get your child to listen to this podcast and discuss how both of you can make it work together? Play and experiment and have fun. It's a lovely way to strengthen the bond with her and also to empower her for the future. Now, here's a closing thought. How do you think you could use nexting conversations with your team members or direct reports? Absolutely, with your team members or direct reports. You'd get the same awesome benefits. So why not try it in the workplace context too? It's the same process. The truth is that it works with all relationships that you want to invest in and strengthen. Now, as we close, I just want to remind you that our previous 3 podcasts in this series on hope-based planning will deepen your understanding of the process. So I encourage you to listen to the previous 3 episodes as well. Have fun and remember to please share this episode. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Please connect with us on coachtoolbox@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and review this channel. Details of our ICF-approved coach training programs and our services as executive coaches and coaching supervisors are on www.globalcoachtrust.org. See you in our next session.